The narrative of King Hezekiah's confrontation with the Assyrian King Sennacherib is one of the most dramatic and faith-inspiring events in the Old Testament. It chronicles 185,000 Assyrian soldiers trying to siege Jerusalem being overthrown by the angel of the Lord miraculously overnight. Chronicled in 2 Kings chapter 18 to 19, 2 Chronicles chapter 32, and Isaiah chapter 36 to 37, this historical event details the Assyrian siege of Jerusalem, Hezekiah's response, and the miraculous salvation of Judah, attributed to divine intervention. From an archaeological perspective, this event is supported by various Assyrian records, including Sennacherib's annals and inscriptions, as well as evidence from biblical archaeology, such as bulla, seal impressions of Hezekiah and Isaiah. This study will examine the biblical account, the historical and archaeological evidence, and theological significance of this momentous confrontation. Hezekiah ruled between 715 to 686 BC. He was one of Judah's most righteous kings, known for his religious reforms and military resilience. His reign coincided with the expansion of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, which dominated the Near East under kings like Tiglath-Pileser III, Shalmaneser V, Sargon II, and Sennacherib. Sennacherib, who reigned from 705 to 681 BC, was an aggressive and expansionist monarch. In 701 BC, he launched a military campaign against rebellious vassal states in the Levant, including Judah. This confrontation became a defining moment in Judah's history. Hezekiah initiated major religious reforms to rid Judah of idolatry and restore Yahwistic worship. He destroyed high places and pagan altars. 2 Kings chapter 18 verse 4. He removed the bronze serpent of Moses, which had become an object of worship. Hezekiah reinstated the celebration of Passover in Jerusalem. 2 Chronicles chapter 30. Politically, Hezekiah sought independence from the Assyrians by fortifying Jerusalem, building new walls and strengthening defenses, securing water supply, notably through the construction of Hezekiah's tunnel, which diverted the Gihon spring to the pool of Siloam. 2 Kings chapter 20 verse 20. Forming alliances possibly with Egypt and Babylon. Isaiah chapter 30 verses 1 through 5, 39 verses 1 through 8. The Assyrian invasion of Judah, 701 BC. Assyrian records confirm Sennacherib III's military campaign, 701 BC, during which he subjugated multiple cities in Judah, including Lachish. This is detailed in Sennacherib Prism, also called the Taylor Prism, a clay annal describing his victories, while released from Sennacherib's palace in Nineveh also depict the siege of Lachish. According to the Assyrian account, Sennacherib captured 46 fortified cities of Judah, reported over 200,000 inhabitants, and laid siege to Jerusalem but did not capture it. This correlates with the biblical account, which describes Sennacherib's boastful threats, Hezekiah's desperate plea to Yahweh. 2 Kings chapters 18 verses 13 to 19. The siege of Jerusalem. Sennacherib sent his Abishai, chief officer, to deliver an intimidating message to Jerusalem. 2 Kings chapter 18 verses 17 to 35. He mocked Yahweh, comparing him to defeated gods of other nations. Has any god of the nations ever delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? 2 Kings chapters 18 to 33. Who among all the gods of the land have delivered their countries from my hand? The Lord shall deliver Jerusalem from my hand. 2 Kings chapter 18 verse 35. This verbal assault was meant to demoralize the people and pressure them into surrender. However, Hezekiah sought divine guidance from the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah assured Hezekiah that God would protect Jerusalem. Do not be afraid, Sennacherib would not take the city. Isaiah chapter 37 verses 6 to 7. Sennacherib would hear rumor and return home. Isaiah chapter 37 verse 7. The Lord would defend Jerusalem for his own sake and David's sake. Isaiah chapter 37 verse 35. This prophecy was dramatically fulfilled when the Assyrian army was struck down overnight. 185,000 Assyrian soldiers died overnight by the hand of the angel of the Lord. 2 Kings chapter 19 verse 35. The nature of this catastrophe is debated. Possible explanations including a plague or epidemic, some suggest a rodent-borne disease, like the bubonic plague, a natural disaster such as sudden weather changes, a supernatural intervention, as described in the biblical account. Whether it's a natural cause, though, or a miraculous intervention by God's angel of the Lord, we could all agree that it's still caused by God. After this event, Sennacherib retreated to Nineveh, where he was later assassinated by his own sons. 2 Kings chapter 19, verse 37. This miraculous deliverance solidified Hezekiah's reputation as a faithful king and demonstrated the power of Yahweh over the gods of Assyria. Archaeological evidence supporting the biblical account, the annals of Sennacherib, the Taylor Prism found in Nineveh, provides a detailed account of Sennacherib's campaign against Judah. Notably, it states, "He shut up Hezekiah like a caged bird in Jerusalem." It does not claim to capture Jerusalem, only that Hezekiah paid tribute. The absence of conquest suggests an abrupt or unexpected end to the campaign, aligning with the biblical narrative. The siege of Lachish reliefs. At Sennacherib's palace in Nineveh, stone reliefs depict the brutal siege and conquest of Lachish, a key city in Judah. These reliefs confirm the mass deportation of Judeans, the advanced Assyrian siege tactics used against fortified cities. This supports the biblical claim that Judah suffered heavily, even though Jerusalem was ultimately spared. The seal of King Hezekiah. Archaeologists discovered Hezekiah's bulla, clay seal impression, in 2015 in Jerusalem. The inscription reads, "Belonging to Hezekiah, son of Ahaz, king of Judah." It features a two-winged sun disk, Achen symbol, reflecting Egyptian influence. This find confirms Hezekiah's historicity and his political interactions. The seal of the prophet Isaiah. In 2018, archaeologists unearthed another bulla near the same location, inscribed with "Belonging to Isaiah the prophet." Though incomplete, this discovery strengthens the case for Isaiah as a historical figure and a contemporary of Hezekiah. The confrontation between Hezekiah and Sennacherib is a pivotal moment in biblical history, emphasizing God's sovereignty over nations. Judah's deliverance showcased divine intervention. The power of faith and prayer. Hezekiah's resilience on God led to salvation. The reliability of the Bible's historical narrative, collaborated by Assyrian records and archaeology. The discovery of Hezekiah and Isaiah's seals further validates the authenticity of these biblical figures. Together, history and faith paint a compelling picture of one of the most remarkable rescues in ancient history.